All right. So the transition from that countdown um, to the intro is a little rough there. I'll fix that next time. It won't hit you so hard and be so loud. Sorry to everybody with headphones on. But hey, everybody, how's it going? I'm Joe. Lil's here with me again today. This is
Hello.
Politicality. We've got some new stuff going on. Um, we are now also streaming over on Lil's channel. So go over there and check that out and subscribe over there and all that good stuff. And we're streaming here. And of course, if you're over there, come over here and subscribe and check it out. But goes both ways. How you doing today, Lil?
I am okay-ish. I'm still. I've been pretty sick for last week, and I'm still sick. Felt better. I feel better than I did yesterday, so it's at least an improvement. So,
We're super quiet compared to, yeah, the intro is really loud. Sorry about that. I'll have that fixed next time. I'll cut down the music on it a little bit. It was a little high. But hey, let's farm and theoretically
mm.
and Jeet, good to see you.
Seth is
Let's
here, of
farm.
course.
Who?
Seth, ambushed apostate, and
Oh, yeah.
Ember, of course.
Ember and Robin
hmm
and Ascalon. What's up? Uh, Seth, I need to get with you later. I'll message you later. But yeah, I don't think I can turn my mic up any. Let me see here. Oh, I know what the problem is. I forgot to turn back on the stuff from earlier. Hold on a second, guys. Is that better? Can you hear me better now, everyone?
I can.
Yeah, I forgot. We were messing around in here earlier, and I turned off the echo cancellation stuff and the auto gain, so I might have been coming through a little bit low. Can everybody hear me clearly now? Good. What's
All
up,
right.
Ryan? And Ryan, thank you for the little thing you guys used over there. It's got the Java and Jug stuff on it, and we'll show that here in a bit. But then I'll of course shout you out then too. But very good looking a little graphic there that we're going to look at in a bit. Um, what's up, Maya? Good to see you. Uh, her mic is over modulating. I uh, as we go, if there's any more audio problems, let us know, and we'll fix those on the fly. We just kind of we've got a bit of a different setup going on now, and the so if there's some problems or whatever, just let me know. Yeah, I was watching the screen and it switched to studio, and I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" And I forgot you could do that. But anyway, so we're gonna do this kind of like we did last week. Things are kind of rough at first, and not the greatest thing. We'll throw some stuff in there in between to kind of break it up a little bit and not be all doom and gloom. And we'll try to finish on a high note with some good news. Um, but the
Doom and
world
gloom
is
is
what the world is right now. All right.
doom and gloom is kind of what we're doing right now, but we'll make the best of it.
Those clicks, that's Lil, Amber. Lil has the loudest clicking thing I've ever heard.
I'm
I'm not clicking
sorry.
any mouse. The it should everything should straighten out, but um well, if we need to, we can adjust things on the go. I think yeah, I've got mine's on auto, so I can't. Lil's echoing.
I'm hearing the echo, so I think it's
Nope.
coming from you.
All right. Hold still. Say hi to everybody.
Hello. Yes. So anyway, it's been a little bit of a crazy week. If you've been paying any amount of attention to the news, and I have a feeling my dogs are going to have some opinions here in a minute. But yeah, it's been things have been happening that make me truly believe this is the worst damn timeline, but the second I say that, something else is going to happen and make it even crazier. So I'm trying to avoid that.
All right. Are you still hearing echoes?
Not that I can tell.
Am I louder?
Yes.
Okay. I had fixed that, but it just didn't like refresh within the thing. The joys of live broadcasting, folks. But that's giving everybody a chance to get here. It looks like there's about 20 people watching already. Really appreciate everybody coming and hanging out, talking in the chat. And I really appreciate everybody that I know is hitting that like button and subscribing and all that. So, and that goes for both channels. So, one of the things I'm going to do with this show is, Lil is newer to this community as far as producing content, and
Mm-hmm.
so what's going to happen is the live show is going to broadcast on both channels. And when you watch this afterwards, you'll still have an opportunity to subscribe or come over here and do whatever. But you will be watching that through Lil's channel. So make sure if you're watching later to hit that subscribe and subscribe to Lil down there. I will private it over on my channel afterwards, although there'll still be a collaborative thing up. The details doesn't matter. I'm rambling. But yeah, well, we're gonna mess with some stuff. If anybody has any trouble with that, that's the point of all this. Is like if something's not working right or you're not seeing stuff where you expect to see it or whatever, send me a message or Lil for that matter and let us know. And we're going to be rolling out some new features and stuff here on this streaming platform too. So lots of cool stuff coming up. I hope everybody likes it. I see Amber using those emojis there. You want some cool emojis like that, click the join button down there. It starts at 99 cents. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Shilling out of the way. It's been a rough week, right? I mean, we're kind of picking
Oh,
up where we left off last week.
yeah. It's just it never stops. I have outright seen, I kid you not, a fist fight here over the Renee Good thing. That there were two people arguing outside of a fast food restaurant and got into a fist fight.
That
So
not surprising.
no, it's not, but it's one of those that it's the people who were on either side of that were people I would not necessarily. The one who was saying like, "Oh, well, she was a terrorist" or whatever, is not somebody I would expect to give two craps either way. The one who was like, "No, she was a protester," blah, blah, that person is someone who I would completely expect to be MAGA hat wearing dude. So it's like it's fracturing like mad.
Yeah, I mean, and whenever you get into some of this like extreme stuff that's going on and everything, of course there's going to be like there's going to be more people on each end of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like your bell curve, you end up with two bell curves, right? The You end up with a lot more people who are both accepting and saying, I'm glad that ICE is doing what they're doing and Trump's doing everything wonderfully, and all the other people that are like, the leopards are eating my face, and the it's kind of a thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I. As much as I do want to see people leave the right and realize the error of their ways and things. Um, it's sometimes hard once we've gotten to this point to where so much awful stuff has happened and you've been part of like a neo-Nazi fascist regime and like
It's a
um
sunk cost fallacy at this
yeah,
point.
right,
They can't back out of it.
yeah, and so they double down, right? They go worse instead of better. Let me go ahead. I want to go ahead and get this new clip out of the way first, just because this isn't the way that I usually do things. We're going to be looking at a clip from the Modest Touch Network, and it's actually got some of the reporting at the beginning in it because I didn't have time to render it down, but it's really important. We left off last week. Well, part of the show last week was about the shooting of Renee Good and how they've lied about that and used it to call American citizens domestic terrorists for disagreeing, I guess. But we're going to take a look at what's going on in Minnesota now. There's been 2 more people shot. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Ben Mycelis here is going to tell you a little bit about it. I'll interrupt some. I didn't really want to include him, but he's there, so we'll do some commentary on what he has to say. Why is my... There it is.
Is breaking loose in Minnesota as Donald Trump's ICE and Border Patrol, Gestapo, SS paramilitary forces shot 2 more Minnesotans in North Minneapolis last night. In addition, Trump's paramilitary forces that have invaded Minneapolis and St. Paul have unleashed an onslaught of flashbang grenades, chemical ammunitions, pepper spray, and other noxious substances of unknown origin at peaceful protesters there in Minneapolis and St. Paul. We have the receipts. We have it caught on camera. We have the photos. It is reporters on the ground putting their life in jeopardy to document what is taking place right now in this horrific time in history during this invasion. So I want to show you what went down. Oh, by the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You may think you're subscribed, but hit subscribe right now. In this video from last night,
all right, before the video plays, now that we've went through all that.
I was going to...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was going to say, I can tell people, not only from watching politics for the last 14 years, but also from my historical background, calling ICE the Gestapo is completely apt at this point. That's what they are. They are Trump's Gestapo. Like, plain and simple. So, no, it's not an insult. It's what they are.
Was it Lincoln who talked about if we don't learn from our history, we're doomed to repeat it. It is so weird. I've been yelling on this show particularly since before the last election that they're following step by step of what the Third Reich was in Germany, and you have history. You have the credentials to talk about that thing, and so whenever we've seen, especially whenever you had Tony Hinchcliffe making the racist jokes at their final rally before the election, that was done in the same place that the Nazis held a rally here in America, like so many years ago, and the scapegoating of marginalized and minority people in order to create fear and hate, and just the way that they went about doing those things. And Trump was quoting Hitler all along the way, So whenever we make those comparisons, I'm not saying that Trump is Hitler. I'm saying that he is acting exactly like Hitler. And I've had people say he's not Hitler, and that's just that's
Hitler adjacent.
Yeah, I call him Shitler, because as evil as he is, his incompetence always seems to catch up with him. So I call him President Shitler or Mango Mussolini. That's another one.
Mango Mussolini. I like Mango Mussolini personally.
Yeah. But all right, let's look at these clips that Ben's going to show us here. By the way, Modest Touch Network. I love the Modest Touch Network. They had lots of good stuff, and I think that Ben really feels the way he's portraying about these things. I think he really is worked up about it after watching him for a while. I've seen, when he's faking it, you calling it in, you can tell. I don't think that's this. The Modest Touch Network, I will say, as a lot of left leaning YouTubers tend to do, the clickbaity titles bother me, but that isn't this time. So all good. Here we go.
Coup captured ICE, unleashing an onslaught of flashbang grenades and chemical ammunitions at unarmed Minneapolis protesters in a war-like attack. Several protesters are struck, and the reporter for Status Coup is struck in the head. I got hit in the head really bad. Watch what takes place. Here, play this clip.
Oh yeah, those were fun.
Oh, I got hit in the head really bad. Oh. Oh. Fuck. Out of the blue, police are moving forward. Shooting, firing. I got hit in the head, man. Been shooting off munitions again. Not quite sure what I was hit in the head by. I was turned, had my back stupidly to the federal officers. So I believe it was something that they threw or fired.
All right.
They're trying to start riots.
Yeah. So they shot
to start riots.
Yeah, they shot 2 more people, and then protesters. What you seen was literally what was going on. There were no riots. There was nobody looting or destroying or doing anything else. They just started firing at these people, and I think you're right. I think it's to provoke. I think they want to provoke a riot so that then they have an excuse to use even more force. Not that they're not already killing and attempting to kill people. But this is incredibly dangerous for no reason. Like just peaceful protesters trying to chill their freedom of speech and things. And Trump has sent another 1,000 troops into Minnesota. They shot 2 more people, and then I guess scared of backlash or in an attempt to provoke, they're doing this. And this has happened multiple times since then. This is one of like 3 or 4 different attacks on protesters since then. By the way, chat, I love all the Cheeto Benitos and all the different names in the chat there, posting all your funny Trump names. I have to say, Jimmy Kimmel is so good at that, which I think people turn him into him. But anyway, yeah, man, attacking people who are just there watching, and some of them were even like talking to some of the officers and stuff, and they just started turning loose with gas and flashbangs, and there's more of this. He mentioned what is it? Status Coup.
Status Coup News.
Yeah, that's another one, another excellent source, and by all means check them out. As for everything I show here, since this is coming from the Modest Touch, I linked the Modest Touch, but all those links are in the description below. So if you want to go check out any stuff I post or talk about here, it's all posted down there and labeled for you if you want to look at it. But there it is. You got anything to say, or you want me to keep going, or?
No, like this is one of those things where we need people out on the streets because we need it to be unequivocally no, the people don't support this. But at the same time, you have to be cognizant of what you are possibly walking into and what could possibly happen. And them doing this is basically them also, 1, trying to start riots, and 2, trying to scare people from going back out there. Yeah. Because, I mean, if you look at the numbers of it, there are a lot more of us than there are them. A lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, the people of Minneapolis have been great in this and have really, there's been a lot of great videos and stuff of them, just trolling some of these ICE agents and telling them what's on their mind and telling them like, you're, explaining to them the problem with what they're doing and stuff, and doing it peacefully for the most part. I haven't seen any of the protesters doing anything that would provoke this kind of behavior. This wasn't even a huge protest at this point. This was just some people out in the street, and they, they're attacking American citizens, and this is so reminiscent not only of Germany, but of what's going on right now with Russia and Ukraine, where it's Russia and Putin are saying these people are Nazis and doing this awful thing, and they're the evil ones and all this stuff. And you have the same thing here. Trump is deploying troops to shoot, to injure, and to attack American citizens, and then saying they're the domestic terrorists. This is terrorism. Trump is a terrorist.
Yeah.
Look up the word if you have any doubt.
I mean, even after, and this is a slight tangent, but like even after, and we'll get to this too, but even after Greenland is like, you guys can use Greenland like for military stuff. That's kind of what it's there for NATO to be able to use it. And they're like, no, we want to own it.
Yeah.
And they was like, it doesn't work like that.
Oh no, the earthquake has got Lil.
No, the Kipquake has got Lil.
Dr. Kip messing things up again.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I think that Trump loves to see his name on things. He immediately went and made the Wikipedia post that he is the acting president of Venezuela. Like, of all the shit going on right now, that's what was important. We got to make sure that people know on Wikipedia that I'm the president of Venezuela. Such a silly thing. But he's, it's silly until you give him this much power, and all this is also part of Project 2025, which everybody had yelled about for months and months leading up to it. Nobody wanted to listen, and now those things are happening. And I agree with your sentiment too, Bill, that if you're going to go out and protest, if you're going to go out, just be aware that be aware of your surroundings and be safe. This isn't your we did the art protest. That was a go have fun thing, and maybe some Christians stop and yell at us or something, but like that was just kind of a fun thing. I brought my kid to it. Other people brought their kids. Don't do that with this. This is not that. Yeah. Earthquake would have been a great name for her.
It would have. Like I said, for anybody who does not know the lore behind this, I was just planning on doing crafting videos so she would not be in them, and then I kind of got thrown into the live streaming world. So.
And here you are now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay. But we I'm sure we would have got to talking to each other eventually, but the
eventually.
Recent events kind of hurried that along. But all right. So
what recent events are we talking about?
Yeah, we got a flying monkey emoji too in the in the chat there,
which I love.
All right, let's play a little bit more of this, and then we'll go on to the next thing.
All right, stay here. Let me see your head. Where's Sorry, we're just checking on my head. I don't believe I'm bleeding. I don't think it's that bad. That absolutely horrible. But thankfully, at least was wearing a hat. Let's back up the way a little bit. The gas is coming our way. And they're continually firing off things. Come here. Try. munitions and tear gas have once again deployed. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, there's a small fire behind us being set. That's set by the gas canister. Over here.
Yeah, they're trying to start right.
Come up with.
In this next one, you'll hear the report.
All right. So, man, like it's you see the people in that video. They're not even being loud. They're backing up slowly and just using their right to assemble and protest, and they're firing rubber bullets at them and flashbangs and gassing them, and they're actually doing damage and setting fires to things by doing this. There's no rioting. It's not the protesters provoking any of this, as you've seen in those clips.
Yeah, they're doing all the damage, and they're going to blame it on the people that they claim are the rioters or the protesters, when no, that's not. No, they're not the ones doing any of this. You guys are.
Let's first go to this clip of JD Vance talking about the Renee Good shooting, and we'll talk about the implications of that, and then we'll talk more about protecting yourself from ICE and your rights if confronted by immigration.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the state officials in Minnesota would investigate why you have so many people who are using their vehicles and other means to actually interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation. The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job. The idea that Tim...
Absolute immunity isn't a thing, by the way. Not even, technically they say that Trump has absolute immunity, but that's not even really true either. That's just kind of a misnomer. It's for executive actions. But anyway, these agents are not protected by any kind of absolute immunity. They can have qualified immunity, but that has to do with civil cases to begin with. It's not even, it's not something for a criminal act. They have no immunity when it comes to this. And it's just, and JD Vance knows this. He's not, he's passed the bar exam. He knows this. They have no immunity from committing crimes. That's just not true in any way. In fact, the term that we use in the United States is "no one is above the law." So, he's trying to claim that they are, and they've now made excuses and said that the ICE agent's suffering from internal bleeding. I don't know if he had a bruise on him from something, and they're calling that internal bleeding. But we've all seen the video. We've all seen that he was not ran over and all the stuff that they've claimed. Those pepper ball rounds are like getting shot with a paintball with no eye protection. Yeah, those things suck, man. I've never been hit by the pepper balls, but I've been present.
I have, yeah.
Been hard, and it's not cool. I would rather, from my past experiences with the law, which are numerous. I've experienced pepper spray and pepper balls and tasers, and you can tase me every day of the week. Just put up the pepper stuff, please, because that stuff's awful. Because then you got to go through decon and get it off of you, and that means they're going to throw you in the shower under some cold water, and all that pepper stuff runs down your face and things, and it's awful. So the water carries it to other regions. So Ambushed apostate. Yeah, I agree with you completely. Do we even need to hear anything else JD Vance says here?
Mm.
We'll let it play. It's only a few seconds, I guess.
Tim Walz and a bunch of radicals in Minneapolis are going to go after and make this guy's life miserable because he was doing the job that he was asked to do is preposterous. The unprecedented thing is the idea that a local official can actually prosecute a federal official with absolute immunity. I've never seen anything like that. It would get tossed out by a judge.
You've never
You want
seen
to
a
bet on
federal
that?
official prosecuted for murder by the state? Ridiculous.
Wow.
Ridiculous. JD Vance isn't even. He's.
He's a clown.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you said it best. He's a clown. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so
Hey,
next
Kelly.
we have Mom Dami. I want to play this little clip of his. It's a little short that he put out, and then we'll talk about the details of this real quick here. This is where it starts to get interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
ICE, these are the things that every New Yorker should know. First, ICE cannot enter into private spaces like your home, school, or a private area of your workplace without a judicial warrant signed by a judge. That looks like this. If ICE does not have a judicial warrant signed by a judge, you have the right to say, I do not consent to entry, and the right to keep your door closed. Sometimes ICE will show you paperwork that looks like this and tell you that they have the right to arrest you. That is false. ICE is legally allowed to lie to you, but you have the right to remain silent. If you're being detained, you may always ask, am I free to go, repeatedly, until they answer you. You are legally allowed to film ICE, as long as you do not interfere with an arrest.
No.
It is important to remain calm during any interaction with ICE or law enforcement. Do not impede their investigation, resist arrest, or run.
Right.
Yeah.
And all that stuff is good advice, and that brings us to let's see if it pulls up this way this time. It's not going to do it. I don't know why that doesn't want to work with me. That's okay. We have other ways to make things happen. I hear you, Kip. I hear you, buddy.
That's actually Daisy. Daisy's the one being opinionated. There we go.
So
this is done from Ryan, who is an absolute goddess when it comes to this stuff, and she's over there in the chat.
Would you like to go through it, or would you like for me to?
I'm happy to do so. It says due process, what the government owes you. So, the First Amendment, you are guaranteed freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to record public officials in public, and also the freedom to protest your government. Recording law enforcement in public is protected under the First Amendment. Don't let them tell you otherwise. The Fourth Amendment protects you from unreasonable searches and unreasonable seizures. You do not have to consent to a search without a judge-signed warrant. My lawyer told me years and years and years ago, do not ever consent to a search, even of your car, without a warrant. Make them get a warrant, because 9 times out of 10 they don't have probable cause to do it. Make them get a warrant always. The Fifth Amendment also gives you the right to remain silent. It protects you against incriminating yourself, and the right to due process before being deprived of life, liberty, or property. So
Yeah.
those are the 3 that you really need to keep in mind.
Yeah, and let me clear up a couple things here. You have rights for a reason. You should use those rights. The especially the right to remain silent. When you speak to the police, their only function is to use what you say against you. They are an arm of the prosecutor's office. You have no reason to talk to them other than, am I being detained or am I free to go?
Yes, and they can lie to you.
Yeah, yeah. They will say whatever they have to say. Like in my state, you don't even have to ID yourself even once you're arrested. That's not the same in other states. So you may want to be familiar with your state's laws surrounding identifying yourself and stuff like that, because sometimes you are required to do that in certain states, some you're not. But outside of that, uh, I want to also tell you that asserting your rights doesn't mean you get to resist arrest because they violate your rights. If you are arrested, if they attempt to arrest you and it's a violation of your rights, go peacefully and let them do that, and talk to a lawyer. And then later on, you can worry about maybe suing for violation of civil rights, or whatever the case may be. But just because you have these rights doesn't give you also the right to resist arrest. So please understand that. It doesn't give you the right to fight with them or to do any of that. But you do have freedom of speech, and you do have the right to remain silent. I suggest you remain silent until a lawyer is present. That's again, you have rights for a reason. Let's take a look at page 2.
Page 2. Do you have the right to film? You can film ICE in public spaces with sidewalks, streets, parks, as long as you don't interfere with what they're doing. There is no expectation of privacy, so film away. Keep a safe distance, though. Follow lawful orders while you're filming them, and lock your phone with a passcode, not a thumbprint, not a Face ID. Make sure it's a passcode. That way they can't get into your phone if you don't want them to. And also consider backing it up automatically to the cloud, any footage that you happen to take. Um, and how would you respond if ICE stops you? You can ask, can you identify yourself, ask what agency you with, and ask, am I being detained? If they say no, walk away and don't say anything else. You don't even have to give your name. If they say yes, do not resist. Say, I am exercising my right to remain silent. I want to speak with my lawyer, and leave it at that.
Yeah.
What you should focus on filming would be focus on ICE agents, civilians, badges, uniforms, weapons, license plates, vehicles, what they say and do, and also the location and the context in which everything's happening. And remember your rights. Anything you can say to ICE or the police can be used against you. ICE agents and police are legally allowed to lie during questioning. And you have the right to remain silent. You do not have to answer questions, and you do not have to consent to a search without a warrant from a judge. So.
Yeah. Yeah. My my advice with that is always, and this is from my experience. This isn't just me telling you these things. Um, so at the interaction with an officer, like this said, ask them to identify themselves and what the reason for stopping you is. If they're detaining you, and a detainment just means they're holding you for a longer period of time than just to ask your name or ask you to identify yourself. Or detainment is any time when you're not free to leave. And so that's why you ask, am I free to leave? Am I being detained? If you're not being detained, then you are free to leave. It's sometimes you need to ask both, because they'll try to trick you and say that you have to identify yourself and all these things. And again, check your state for that because it does vary state to state. In my state, if you're not being detained, you absolutely can turn around and walk away. And these rights and procedures, this applies to any time you're in public. This isn't just with ICE, but definitely some good advice there and good work by Ryan for putting all this together. And go check out her and Lil and everybody over on the Java and Jugs channel. They have great stuff like this too. And a lot of my friends are over there. They wouldn't let me join though. So, there you go.
well, there is a name to the show. It is called Java and Jugs. So, and it's on the Secular Women's Talk YouTube channel, I believe. So,
yeah, maybe not the best place for me. But still an excellent watch. Go over and hang out and talk to them and enjoy the show. So let's see here. I have to leave chat every time I go to put something up. So I'm going back and jumping back and forth a lot. Let's see. Where have we got now? We've got some news from this and the military refusing the Greenland meeting. Let's do one of these where we break things up a little bit here. Let's look at this volcano real quick.
Yay!
It's news,
It's news. I was hoping you'd throw this one in here. I just thought it was so cool. I was like, this is just too cool.
No, I agree. It's really neat. And I pulled this video. The link's in the description. This isn't what you sent me. I wanted to show more than a picture, though, because it's so cool, So this is going on the Big Island down in Hawaii right now. After being kind of quiet for what it usually is for a couple weeks, this happened. And there's some commentary here on it that'll tell you about it. I want you to think about 800 foot. Like, that's huge. This picture, you don't really have a good frame of reference to see, like, how huge this is. But if people were standing beside this, they would be so tiny you may not see them in the picture. And they would be burnt to a crisp. But 800 feet is huge, folks. Crazy high.
I'm not seeing anything. It's not showing up.
The video's not playing?
No.
What the hell?
I don't know this software well enough.
Okay, well, let's do it this way. Does everybody see the picture?
Yeah.
Could you not see it either, Lil?
I couldn't see it either. Now I can.
Okay. All right, let's try again.
Within 2 weeks of waiting, sustained, towering lava fountains finally returned at Hawaii's Kilauea volcano. These lava fountains peaked at a sustained height of approximately 800 feet or 244 meters, occurring at around 9:27 a.m. on January 12th. This means that at that moment, more than 100 tons of molten rock every second were ejected upwards, initially at a speed of approximately 154.7 miles per hour or 249.1 kilometers per hour. These lava fountain heights remained at approximately the same level for multiple hours, drawing in large crowds as lava spectacularly and harmlessly erupted within the southwest section of Kilauea's summit called Dera. The first eruptive episode of 2026 at Kilauea was ongoing, marking its 40th such cyclical eruptive episode that ended in towering lava fountaining since December 23, 2024. Due in part to near stationary winds, buoyant gas in the
All right. How neat, right?
Kilauea has
100 tons of molten rock every second.
yeah, it actually has been erupting since about a year before I was born.
Yeah.
So it's been going and going and going.
Yeah,
It's
it
one
was
of the
actually
coolest.
odd that it was quiet for a couple weeks.
Yeah, it was quiet for a couple of years. There was still a lava lake, and but it was still pretty quiet. It's one of those that I have not been there. I have not been there myself, but I wish I could. But like where the national parks are, you can actually get like close enough up to like really feel the heat from the lava. Like I'm so jealous. When I was in school, that's one of three career paths that I wanted to consider taking. One was a geologist to be a volcanologist. So,
Interesting.
and the other
Interesting.
was astrophysics, and then I ended up in history
If
and
I would have
politics.
known what I know now about astrophysics, which just is watching lots of YouTube videos and reading all of Neil deGrasse Tyson's books and reading a brief history of Tom and
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have went into that. After looking back on it, I took a physics class in college,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't really know enough about it at the time to know that it's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I totally would have done that instead of the computer science degree. But
I got way, even when I was like in high school, I got way into black holes, and that was just it for me. I was just like, black holes, must have black holes.
yeah.
So, like my best friend for my birthday last year sent me a picture, hand drawn picture of a black hole.
Oh, awesome. That is cool. I like that. Now, I read, like I said, I'd read Neil deGrasse Tyson's book. Death by Black Hole is a really good book that breaks down the physics and stuff about black holes as we know it. But yeah, so let's talk about this Trump pulling out of all these UN organizations. So I'm reading from a NPR article about this. The on-screen thing isn't the NPR article, but it's talking about the same thing. The title and the link for this is in the description, but the title of the NPR
Mm-hmm.
article is "Why is the U.S. pulling out of 31 UN groups and what's the impact?" President Trump's executive order to withdraw the United States from 66 international organizations, agencies, and commissions is reverberating across the globe. Many people who work in the international arena are parsing the order and working to understand the implications and impact. This is a ridiculous and dangerous, thoughtless, and malicious action, says Nina Schwab, a senior scholar at Georgetown Center for Global Health Policy and Politics, who has been a critic of the Trump administration's cuts to global health. He withdrew from the World Health Organization almost a year ago, which was
Yeah.
the first sign of his withdrawal from multilateralism. He cut down a tree. Now he's cutting down the whole forest, she says. The implications are going to go so far and wide, from children's education to climate change to art and culture. He's just taken a bazooka and blown the whole thing apart. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the World Health Organization, look, I can get, I can understand arguments for people who don't like certain things about World Health Organization or whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I understand you can have issues with the way that they do things. I'm willing to have that conversation. But whenever you talk about just pulling out of especially the World Health Organization, which that's old news, right? Um, the We lose so much here, and with the cuts that have been made to cancer research and pediatrics and diabetes and all these different things. Once you stop that research,
Mm-hmm.
once you stop funding it and end that research, it's not like you can just go pick it right back up. Oh, we'll just borrow what China has, and now we know. The
Mm-hmm.
damage is not something you can turn around and fix overnight, and it's really scary whenever it's like anything science or fact or anything that really tells us. The need to know stuff about what's going on with these particular items is lost, and so you're forced to then operate on ignorance or not at
Mm-hmm.
all, and it it then damages like our education system. I mean, think of all the people who had this goal to go to school and become a doctor and get a PhD so they could study cancer research, and those programs are just destroyed, and now you're not even going to work with other countries around the world. So the U.S. then has all these professionals that have to go elsewhere to find work. California has employed a bunch of the people that they've laid off, thankfully. Uh, you know these just world class scientists and things that they're just kicking out of a job
Yeah.
so they can steal the money. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and I mean, not even just like the international organizations, but the stuff like the $500 million that was just yanked from vaccine research. How many people is that going to kill?
Yeah,
Like, the body count of this administration is going to be so unbelievably high when everything is said and done. And it's
yeah,
going to go on for generations.
yeah. It's not going to stop when they leave because the damage is done,
Mm. Yeah.
and we kind of see this thing in politics where they do all this damage, and then when it takes place in the next administration, they just blame it on them. uh, and look how
Hmm.
awful they are. They did this horrible thing, but hopefully you're listening and paying attention out there, and you see that it is the Trump administration that's doing this, which I think that's going to be clear. This is a little more extreme than your regular
Hmm.
stuff. Another move that they've made, Trump xenophobia. Imagine that making a showing. Um, this article, again, linked in the description down there, is from NBC News. U.S.
Hmm.
to stop issuing immigrant visas for 75 country. The suspension specifically applies to U.S. immigrant visas for foreigners seeking to live in the United States, but not to short-term visa applicants such as tourists and students. Um, the article by Abigail Williams goes on to say the Trump administration is suspending immigrant visas processing for 75 countries. Uh, the State Department claimed that immigrants from countries on the list, including Afghanistan, Brazil, Egypt, and Somalia, take welfare from the American people at unacceptable rates. The move marks an escalation of the Trump administration's crackdown on immigration, which has included deportations and freezes on visa applications. Um, Let's see. The visa processing for these countries will be paused while the State Department reassesses immigration processing procedures to prevent the entry of foreign nationals who would take welfare and public benefits. The State Department principal deputy spokesperson Tommy Pigott said in a statement. The Trump administration is bringing an end to the abuse of America's immigration system by those who would extract wealth from the American people, Pigott said. The State Department will use its longstanding authority to deem ineligible potential immigrants who would become a public charge on the United States and exploit the generosity of the American people. Uh, wow. Just wow.
You mean doing
Uh,
the job that they cannot get Americans to do? Okay.
yeah. The, you know, I kind of question the generosity of the American people these days. Not to say that there aren't generous people, but you see where we're at, and you see the people who are like
Mm-hmm.
happy that Trump has done this and everything. And again, you're hurting America. You're not making anything better by doing this. You're doing real
No.
damage, long lasting damage. And also, if you go to this article, it lists all of the countries, and I'm not going to read all 75 of them, but let me just name off a few and see if you notice anything in common here. We have in the A's Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Antigua, Barbuda, Armenia, Afghanistan. Oh, I already read that one. Sorry. We've got places Colombia, Egypt, Liberia, Nepal, Nigeria, Pakistan, the Congo, Rwanda. I mean, you can circle Africa completely. I'm
Brazil.
pretty sure it names all of the countries in Africa. Trump is a racist, xenophobic piece of shit,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
this is what this is about, right? Like, we don't have. It's. I mean, I'll let you look at it and decide what you think all these people have in common. But it tends to be brown folks. Wow. All right.
Yeah, I mean, he's a racist bigot. He's a complete xenophobe. He has been. Um, Literally for years. There's quotes from him going back to the 70s saying some really horrific shit, even for that time period.
Yeah.
And
Dawn out
anyone,
there.
I was going to say, and anyone out there who thinks that Trump is even remotely a Christian, dude, step off it. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Trump is Christian the way that a newborn baby is Christian. He doesn't know anything about it. He's not a Christian. Trump worships himself and money. And
Hmm.
he's Trump is such a narcissist and so self-absorbed that he just wants to see his name on things. And how many
Hmm.
times have we heard him talk about, I've stopped 8 wars, they should give me a Nobel Prize for every war I stopped. And he's just so
Also,
obsessed with himself
yeah.
and
Also, that he's never had to ask for forgiveness, because why would I need to ask for forgiveness?
yeah.
And people still buy it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, and this goes to what I was, mentioned to you earlier that I wanted to bring up. And this isn't where I was going to do it, but I think it applies here. So, there's this argument that Trump is for the working people and everything else. And I mean, that's laughable to pretend that it's true. But what we see going on with Trump threatening Greenland and the thing in Venezuela and all these other countries, what he's calling the Don Roe doctrine, which is fucking stupid. The What we see going on with that is showing that if you're powerful, if you're bigger and more powerful, then these other places, these other people need to bow down to you and do what you want, or you can take their country and force them to do what you want. And if you can't see the how that compares to Trump's treatment of American citizens, then you're not paying attention because Trump sees people as inferior to him, and they should be doing his bidding only. And if they're not, they're domestic terrorists. We can shoot them and fire flashbangs and smoke bombs. I mean, all of these things that we're talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk a little bit about Greenland next, and it's definitely there too. But every single one of these things have that same thread in common, to where Trump treats everyone as if they owe him something, and if they're not willing to give it to him, then he lashes out like a 5-year-old and attacks. The only problem is that this 5-year-old has the American military and immigration system
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of sycophants backing up his every whim. And Papaw's lost his mind, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty mildly.
But the just the if you can't look at this though and see that it's the same way that he treats individual people and what he's
Mm-hmm.
doing to American people, like he doesn't care about the American worker. He cares about the American worker that supports him, and to the extent that he can ask them for money. He
Mm-hmm.
cares about the other people that aren't bowing down to him, in the sense that these are the people that I'm going to attack. These are the people that I'm going to make life more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he does all that on the back of scapegoating marginalized and minority people, which again, look to the 1930s for something similar.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, he treats workers like absolute trash.
He, I didn't, I should have got that clip for that. The Ford worker that hollered and called him a pedophile protector. Because that's what he is,
Yeah,
Uh, he,
and Trump flipped him off and told him "fuck you."
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was called. This is our president. He cannot contain himself any better than to one individual working in a huge Ford plant calls him a pedophile protector to say "fuck you" and flip him off on camera. Um, he is that's his feeling about all workers and anyone who disagrees with him. Calling Trump a pedophile protector, I mean, how can you not say that that's a true statement? um, Trump has went out of his way to hide and cover up the Epstein files and things for Jeffrey Epstein, and he's lied about it and continues. The Department of Justice has only released like 1%, 2% of all those files
Mm-hmm.
illegally. And if you or I did that, we'd be in prison immediately, for not
Oh yeah.
following the law. But the his administration is all about protecting pedophiles, and so it's a
Yeah.
true statement. What they do to that guy, he's been suspended and is going to be fired. I mean, essentially, um, he created a GoFundMe though, and as of last night, I'm sure it's much more today because it's been covered by all the major media networks now. But as of last night, he had been donated over $400,000 to that GoFundMe. Um, before he was ever donated a dollar, though, he said he would do it all over again if he was there again because
Yeah.
and that's what we need, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
I understand this guy lost his job, and I don't want people to go lose their jobs, but people who aren't afraid to speak up and call these things what it is are essential for us surviving these things.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely necessary.
so let's let's
I
see. I
mean,
bet.
I'm kind of the opinion that these guys should not have a moment of peace. They should not be able to go out to a restaurant without everybody in that restaurant giving them their opinion of the shit that they're doing. Like, no, you're gonna sit here and turn this country into what you're turning into. You're gonna have to listen to the people bitch about it. Tough shit.
Um, Fascism can't survive the truth. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Limited Light thought it was 800,000. Anybody have a link to donate to him? I didn't bring that stuff. I meant to grab it and didn't. And the 400,000 number was just when I seen it last night. I'm sure it's probably closer to $1 million by now, if not way over.
Damn.
That's just last I seen it. I can't pull it up at the moment, so that's the best information I can give you. But I don't doubt that it's that high.
I called Kim Paxton a rat bastard to his face and got thrown out of a wedding, and I didn't get $1 for it.
Well,
It's still one of the shiny moments of my life. I got to call
yeah,
Kim Paxton a rat bastard.
yeah. Good job. So, Republicans against Trump. This was donated by Lil. Donald Trump has ordered special forces commanders to draft plans for a Greenland invasion, but senior military leaders are pushing back, according to a new Daily Mail report. One source said they have tried to distract Trump by talking about less controversial measures, such as intercepting Russian ghost ships, a clandestine network of hundreds of vessels operated by Moscow to evade Western sanctions, or launching a strike on Iran. Isn't that crazy? Like, attack
It's
Iran.
nuts. It's nuts that attack Iran is like, let's do one of these options instead. But when you look at how crazy of a person that they're dealing with, it's like, okay, like this is one of those times where if you're someone at the top of the military that actually has her head on straight and is like, okay, this is bad, what do we do? And you are trying to preserve what you can, you have to have a priority list of NATO comes first. We have got to save NATO. After that, what can we possibly hit underneath that that's not going to destroy NATO? And here's the thing about NATO that I cannot believe. Actually, a lot of people knew this at some point, but apparently forgot about it. We are the only one who has called it in. We're the only one who has called for mutual aid. And they all helped.
Yeah,
And now we're just like, nah, we're not going to do this. I
yeah.
hate this guy, like, with a passion. Ugh.
Stephen
He gives
Miller is
me
a
the
slimy
creeps.
bastard for sure. He is. He just has like, and I'm not even talking about violence. I'm just using this as a. I don't know. I'm being. I'm making a joke, but he has such a punchable face, and
He
is like
really
his
does.
just the way he speaks and stuff, like that look on his face. That's how he always looks. He just has resting
That
slimy shitball face.
Yeah, that's the look that he gets when he knows he's about to get punched in the face by an 8-year-old girl, and
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt.
and a strange man. Yeah, Stephen Miller, in the middle of his annual prostate exam. Uh, Sources say that the policy hawks around Trump, led by Stephen Miller, have been so emboldened by the success of the operation to capture Nicolas Maduro that they want to move quickly to seize Greenland.
the
So,
thing, the thing is so here's my slight conspiracy theory with Venezuela is they obviously had inside help because there's no way they could have pulled that off like they did without having some inside help. Probably from the VP. I cannot remember her name right now, but it wouldn't surprise me. Where the hell is that help coming from Greenland?
yeah,
And on top of that, it's been said like multiple times that there are multiple European countries that are sending troops to Greenland to protect Greenland.
hmm.
Like, if he had 2 brain cells, he would be like, you know what, this is a bad idea. Maybe I should put this at least on the back burner for now. But no, he won't. He's got this on turbocharge and he's going to drive it off a cliff.
No. It's preventing people from talking about the Epstein files too, which is
Hmm.
I'm
It's
sure he
still there
loves.
though.
Oh yeah, and it's
Yeah.
still getting worse for Trump daily there.
Yeah, it's still.
Um,
I'm still seeing it in the news. It's usually a couple paragraphs down. But like I have said this since the Epstein thing broke, like it has this last time. This is the one news story he has been trying to get out of the papers for months, and
yeah.
he cannot do it. He is trying to start wars, and the Epstein files. They might be lower down in the papers. They're still there.
Hmm.
He can't shake this.
Yeah. He uh he is willing to start World War III and kill us all to keep everyone from seen his name in the Epstein files, which
Mhm.
everybody already knows is there. Like, we've
Mhm.
known since Jeffrey Epstein killed himself that Trump's names were all over those files. Like, it's we've already seen he's been on the plane.
Mhm.
He was in the Rolodex and was scheduling different things.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to find out about the Epstein files, and we might as well talk about it because he don't like it. So, I think what we're going to find out is that Trump's pageants were a big part of this human
I wouldn't be
trafficking thing
surprised.
of little girls, of children. The I think we're going to find out that that was a moneymaker for Trump, and that he was involved from that aspect of it, as well as others. But like, I think that that's going to be part of this. Some people have spoke out surrounding that, and it kind of seems like there may be some credibility to that. But that's just my opinion. I'm not stating it as fact. Take it with a grain of salt, I suppose. So back to Greenland. The the leader, one of the leaders of Denmark and Greenland, came and spoke with J.D. Vance and little Marco Rubio, and they they had a meeting and they were trying to talk about why this is a stupid thing. And I'll let this play for about a minute here, and we'll talk about just how stupid this is, because he tries to take it easy on Trump here because they're still kind of negotiating, but we'll talk about just how ridiculously stupid all this is.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from the press. Minister Vivian Motzfeldt and I met with Vice President Vance and Secretary Rubio today. We came here following a number of, how should I put it, remarkable public comments on Greenland and Arctic security. Our aim was to find a joint way forward to increase Arctic security. What can the Kingdom of Denmark do more? What can US do more? What can NATO do more? The Kingdom of Denmark has already stepped up our own contribution by committing additional funds for military capabilities, not dog slates, but ships, drones, fighter jets, etc. And we are definitely ready to do more. The US has already a wide military access to Greenland.
All right, so Trump has been going around saying that the only securities that they increased with Greenland is they added a couple of dog sleds, which is stupid. And he explains that they've added troops and drones and ships and technology and all the things that you would expect.
Mhm.
NATO isn't a bunch of savages or third world countries or anything like that. These are advanced countries with advanced military
I mean,
capabilities.
and they do understand that there is scientific research going on in Greenland all the damn time.
Very important research, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, but of course he doesn't care about that because it has to do with climate change.
Yeah, he would cancel that immediately. The So Greenland is part of Denmark and is part of a sovereign nation,
Hmm.
and we have treaties and stuff in place that say that we won't violate the borders of a sovereign nation, and we're part of NATO. So I mean, I imagine that's about to change, but NATO has rules and things about this, and Article 5 of the NATO says that if you attack one country, that all the other countries will come to their aid and defend their borders go to war if need be. It'll be the same as
Mm-hmm.
if you attack Greenland, you might as well have bombed any one of the other countries. And the U.S., because we're part of NATO and Greenland's part of NATO, we have troops and things in Greenland now, and we can put as many there, within reason, I guess, that we want to. And
Mm-hmm.
just to show you that what Trump is saying isn't true, because of what Article 5 says, Trump's claim is that Russia and China are going to take it over and that we need to take it over first so that we can protect it.
How?
Yeah, NATO exists. Like,
I mean, is Russia going to go over the North Pole that is completely frozen to get it? Or is China going to go all the way around Asia and up to get
yeah. Why would they extend
like
their military that far for a chunk of ice? But let's pretend that they are. Are you in better shape having all the countries of NATO defending that land for your national security, or making enemies of all them, having to fight them while you also fight off these other countries that you claim want to take Greenland? It's a ridiculous claim in itself, and obviously not the truth. Like, if you think that what Trump is saying there is true, you need to go look at some of these things, because you were ignorant. I'm not calling you names. I'm saying you don't understand the situation. If this is about national security, the best thing for our national security is to work with NATO, not
yeah.
to start a war with NATO. And this, this chunk of land we're talking about, Greenland, is not the most livable place. It's kind of a rough place, and you talk about the minerals and rare earth and all that stuff that Donald Trump goes on about rare earths, but
We couldn't even get to them.
right, we
They're
don't
under
even currently have the technology to get those. I can see, like, okay, well, you already own the land, so at least you've got that going for you, and they do exist there. Or at least they believe they do. So I mean, there's that, but even with that, like, is it worth this chunk of ice that people live around the coast pretty much? Is it worth fighting all of Europe over it? Like, are we going to go to war with Europe over Greenland? Overtaking Greenland? Absolutely. If somebody was attacking Greenland, I would be behind defending their borders. 100%. That's NATO. That's what we've agreed to do.
if
Greenland.
someone if someone in Europe would like to adopt me, please do.
Yeah.
I have 3 dogs. 3 lovely little dogs.
One of them's a doctor. It would be a nightmare
Yeah.
in logistics to mine Greenland. Absolutely, John. You're correct. The This whole thing, though, is beyond stupid when you look at it. Like, and even, like, we're already at the point to where we have our allies, what are our friends in NATO, are drafting war plans of how to defend against the U.S. They're sending troops to Greenland now. They're sending lots and lots of different what's the word, special units to Greenland. The It's just crazy. And the things that Donald Trump says, you can show that those are not really the reasons why he's doing this, like, because he's wrong. And this guy came, to tell him why that's wrong, and to say, hey, you're worried about this thing, then work with us and let's make it better. You want to send troops here and help us protect it and help us do better? Yeah, but that's not good enough. Trump wants to own it, like you said earlier.
Yeah, it's. I'm trying to remember exactly where I heard it because I like my statistics to be exact. But someone had said, and it was someone close to him, said that it's literally a psychological thing with him of just having use of it is not enough. He wants to own it.
Yeah.
You can't. And here's the thing: since about the end of World War II and especially the end of the Cold War, like the borders were kind of set where they were. Like you can't just go and like start, yanking territory away from someone else like you could 300 years ago. It just doesn't work that way anymore.
Yeah. Trump says they just because they landed a boat there 500 years ago doesn't mean they own it. Like, could you be less self-aware? Could you, like, could our president go on TV and say dumber things? The United States was claimed that way, and there were people here. It wasn't just a bare piece of land that we came and lived on. There were people here, and colonizer imperialists came and claimed it as their own and did what they pleased with it. And now here we are, the United States. It's almost the exact same story with Greenland. Go ahead. I see you.
Kelly says, I'm by myself, adopt me, please. Honey, you know we're a team. We come as a team.
Yeah.
So somebody has to adopt both of us. Please. Get me out of here.
You can't have one without the other.
And my 3 dogs. You have to take my 3 dogs too.
All right. So what I'm going to do here, we've talked about a lot of the bad news and the horrible things, and I've shown the clips and stuff that I wanted to show. We're going to talk some more here at the end, but I want to let's talk about some good stuff. This is 3 minutes long. I'm going to start this, and I'm going to start this after I read this super chat from Jester. Please don't challenge Trump to say dumber things. $2 super chat from Jester.
I don't think it's possible for him to say dumber things.
He always surprises you.
There is no bottom.
Yeah, there's no bottom. It comes out, and during the meeting the other day, him getting up and looking out the window, just while he's talking to all these oil executives, looking at where his ballroom's going to be, and just in the middle of the meeting, just gets up and wanders over to the window and looks out. The man is not right in the head. He is damaged goods. And Trump's 80 years old. Those things happen, but we don't usually let Papaw run the country when he starts talking crazy. And that's what we got here. Thank you, Jester, so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. You're always coming through, and one of the top supporters of the channel, and always coming through with a super chat. I really appreciate your generosity. So thank you so much, Jester. I'm going to start this video, and I'm going to walk away to the restroom real quick while it's playing. Will, you can control anything you need to control. You'll be able to do whatever, but I think you'll probably...
I can.
Yeah. So everyone enjoy hearing about Trump's incompetence, because, again, it's only their incompetence that outdoes their will to do evil and to harm America and its citizens. So check this out.
A federal court blocked the Trump administration from cutting energy funding just for blue states. This is billions of dollars Congress appropriated for clean energy projects of various kinds all over the country. Trump administration decided, and they admitted this, they decided that just in blue states, just in states that didn't vote for Trump, they would cut all of that funding. They'd leave the funding in place in states that voted for Trump. They would cut it in states that didn't vote for Trump. A federal...
How petty can you be? And the thing that he cannot... That he can't comprehend, how many people of those blue states did in fact vote for him?
The federal court today ruled that that is illegal and stopped the Trump administration from doing that. That ruling today came after Another federal court today stopped Trump from shutting down a big offshore wind farm in Rhode Island and Connecticut. Trump's shutdown of that project, according to the courts today, was also illegal. And so yet another federal court blocked Trump on that as well. So that work on the wind farm will be able to go ahead. Both of those rulings today follow last night yet another federal court blocking Trump, this time from cutting funding to the American Academy of Pediatrics. This is a doctors group, a pediatricians group that criticized the flock of ducks level insane quackery at Trump's Department of Health and Human Services under RFK Jr. Trump responded by canceling federal grants for the American Academy of Pediatrics. A judge has now ruled that that was illegal retaliation, and so Trump is blocked from doing that. That funding has to be reinstated.
Now the question is when that funding will be reinstated, how much of it will be reinstated, and in what time frame. Because a lot of that research, whenever research is canceled like that, they may not be able to restart their experiments where they were. They might have to restart from scratch. You just don't know. So.
You keep on going. You keep cooking. I'll
Okay. All right.
That ruling comes after another federal judge just blocked Trump from cutting off federal election funds to states in retaliation for them not changing their election rules in ways that Trump wants. The judge said, quote, "The Constitution assigns no authority to the president over federal election administration." Another federal court just blocked Trump from freezing billions of dollars for childcare and social services for kids, again, in Democratic-run states as some kind of punishment against those states for electing Democrats, punishing them for that by cutting off the Temporary Assistance to Needy Families program. 48-hour stretch, we had a Senate vote for a war powers resolution to block Trump from any further military adventurism in Venezuela. 5 Republican senators crossed over to side.
So the temporary assistance for needy families is essentially what people call welfare. There's other things involved with that, but and it may have some kind of different acronym within your state. Trump, again, for the people who say that Trump is for working people and cares about them, no child care for you. If you're working a minimum wage job and are still below the poverty line and can't afford to live, now you get to do it without child care as well because Trump cares about you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know multiple families that are literally one-income families because they cannot afford childcare. So one of the parents has to stay home with the kids. Has to.
Yeah, you see a lot of households where one parent works just for the childcare so that the other one can work their job, and even in households, especially, I know in my area, I live in a very poor area of the country. Kentucky is not very high up on education and median household income. And I live right beside West Virginia, which is last on the list, or was at one time. Kentucky was 49th at one time. And Ohio, which, a little better. But I live in a really poor area, and a lot of households, they'll work 2 full-time minimum wage jobs and still can't afford simple things like rent. Don't know how, even me personally, I'm very, very poor. I know that, never mind the electric bill and water bill and the rent and all those things. How do you put food on the table for your kids every day? And Trump wants to do away with helping any poor people whatsoever. I'm not just poor and lazy. Like I've filed for disability, but the bureaucracy of that takes months up to years to get that taken care of. And what can I do in the meantime? I can't go work a regular job. Like, that's the whole reason I filed for disability, and I have a lawyer handling it. And it's, you know, it's one of those things. It's like Trump, talks about caring about these people and stuff, yet he does everything he can to not just make their life difficult. People die because of this. Children starve in the richest country in the world. Children starve and are homeless. And you then want to call people freeloaders and stuff whenever you've made it impossible for them to work, because now they can't even get childcare help. They can't get the resources to work. And it's just it's crazy to hear people in where I live, because it's very red here. Everybody supports Trump here. Everybody supports their own demise here. They will vote against their own self-interest. But good news, right? Good news. The courts are telling Trump all these things are illegal and you can't do them, and the courts are starting to stand up to the Trump administration and undo some of the damage that he's causing. At least
That's at least something.
Yeah, at least partially.
With Democrats to pass that war powers resolution. It was enough to advance that. It's going to get another vote in the Senate this week. That came right on the heels of 17 Republicans in the House breaking ranks with Trump and siding with Democrats on the Affordable Care Act to try to at least temporarily undo the disastrous decision Trump and Republicans made in their so-called Big Beautiful Bill, the decision to send tens of thousands of American families' health insurance rates through the roof. Congress is rejecting Trump's steep budget cuts to science.
This is one of those things I care about.
Yeah, me too.
Very, very much so.
Yeah, me too. I think that you don't just hurt us now. You're damaging us in the future. You're stifling education. You're ending all this research that can't just be picked right back up. You're taking some of the smartest minds that keep us at the forefront of technology, and you're destroying it all for nothing other than they didn't support you. All these things targeted at blue states, all because they voted for someone else, and so they don't deserve to eat or to have jobs or anything else because they didn't vote for me. And it's crazy that the thing about the Obamacare subsidies, right? The Affordable Care Act subsidies. All of these representatives, the way that it works is a majority of these people are saying, hey, we want to pass this bill, and they're voting for it. And you have one or two people holding these back because it's what Trump wants, and Trump going to veto it because it's not what he wants. Never mind what the American people have said. Never mind what the representatives of the American people have said. I want it this way. So I'm going to veto this because I don't want to spend that money on it. I want to keep that money. This is not democracy at work. This is fascism. This is authoritarianism is actually what this is. The fascism, though, is an ideology that Trump follows closely to also. And right, Lil,
Yeah.
The ultra nationalism and the imperialism and the all the scapegoating and things. These are all signs of fascist ideology.
Yeah, the last 10, 12 years, it's just been watching puzzle piece after puzzle piece after puzzle piece just fall right into place. Yeah. I'm sitting there, I'm like, am I the only one seeing this?
I've been hollering it for a long time.
Yeah, and it's just like, and finally, now there's some people who are like, yeah, I kind of see what you've been saying. And it's like, well, you know what? I'm glad that you're finally listening to me, but you're listening to me about 10 years too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and I think I said this on the last show, the worst excuse I heard for someone who is kind of on the fence between Harris and Trump on voting for Trump over Harris was, I just don't like her tone. How's that tone now, bitch?
She laughs too much. These were all excuses for misogyny, though, right? Like this was all about
This was from a
misogyny and
woman.
racism. Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, holy crap, dude.
Maya, I was told I was fear mongering yesterday. Yeah, if you point out that they are doing fascist things and that they're behaving like Hitler or Nazis or Trump's Gestapo is ICE, if you point those things out, you get accused of fear mongering.
You can tell them that somebody who has actually studied fascism says that this is fascism.
And they holler
Like,
appeal to authority like they know what it means.
mm-hmm.
I still need to do those videos about how that stuff works, because people don't understand, especially some particular parts of those fallacies and such. But anyway, that's a different thing, right? Let's switch back over here because it's pretty. There's my chat. I get lost without having chat on screen. I may have to find a way to add it transparently to that other screen. I'll work on that. You're going to see some upgrades as far as things look and stuff over here anyway. But thank you, everybody in the audience, for coming and talking and active in chat. And if you're watching from over on Lil's channel, hi, it's good to see you. I hope if you haven't visited here, you come say hi to me as well. But
go subscribe.
Yeah.
To Kentucky Atheist.
Yeah. And go subscribe to Lil over there if you're here. Lil is putting in a lot of work doing shows with the Java and Jugs gals and doing shows with Ember and everywhere else, working with Jess a lot, which everybody knows Jess helps out around here and is a big part of this channel, which, Jess is kind of relaxed a bit. She's still helping me. She made the new intro we play. She made the thumbnail that you seen for the show today. But Jess has been a huge help here and there. How to roll an asteroid, you may know her as that. We'll have her on again here soon too. She gets shy of coming on with me because I embarrass her. But I tell everybody what a good job she's doing and stuff in front of her, and it embarrasses her. So there's Ember putting the channels in there. If you're over here, I see Lil called up your channel here. I noticed that it posts as me and you on each channel whenever you.
Yeah.
No big deal. I mean, it don't matter. But I do thank everybody for watching, and I hope that you understand why this show is done the way that it is. Like we're not here to just tell you all the bad news and everybody sucks and Trump's awful. It's to let you know the things that inform the positions that we hold on so many other things, and the things that we need to be talking about and we need to be informing people about, at least in my opinion. This channel is called the Kentucky Atheist, but this obviously is a more secular thing here. While I do have huge problems with Christian nationalism, it's not just because of the Christian part. It just happens that, some of the wacky Jesus freak ideas work its way into there too. But all that aside, I think it's important that everybody know about these things and multiple perspectives talking about the implications of it and where we're at and the stuff about how to protect yourself from ICE. I hope you really paid attention to that. And again, a huge shout out to Ryan for putting that together. It was awesome and very helpful. Know your rights and use them,
Yeah, they're coming. If they're not in your town yet, they are coming.
Yeah.
Especially the bluer your state is. Yeah. So just be prepared for them.
So I think next week what we can do, and you know what, it may come to where we need to do this more than once a week.
Maybe.
Because I mean, I could have put up 10 more videos easily and talked for another 2 hours about it. There's so much going on that we
I'm
could.
game.
We may look into expanding and doing that. We'll see how it goes. Let us know in the comments or whatever if you'd like to see more of this, and we'll do more of it. The I think that next week maybe we can spend an hour talking about issues and clips, depending on what happens between now and next week. By the way, because who knows? But maybe next week we do half the show like this, and the second half we open up a panel and let other people come on and talk about their opinions, whether you agree,
That would
disagree,
be cool.
or whatever. And eventually we'll get it set up to where people can call in through Discord and say your little piece or whatever. But maybe we'll do a thing to where people can join and you know, you can come talk to us or talk about some issue that you think needs to be talked about, or give your opinion or whatever it may be. We'll make it an open panel to everyone maybe the second half of the show next week, because you know, we like to tell you guys about these things that we think is important, because we think you'll think it's important too. But it's also great to interact with you guys when we can and get to talk and let you be part of this stream too. Lil and I are doing this, and we've both got we're both very optimistic about the future of it, and we think that you know, we can continue to do this and put out a good show with good information for you guys. And so yeah, if you support what we're doing, let us know somewhere. Leave a comment or go over and say something to Lil. Join the Discord. You know, whatever it may be, and we're both of us are always willing to answer any questions or talk about anything you want to say. That being said, if you do have any comments or questions or whatever, this last 15-20 minutes of the show would probably be a good time to tag one of us in the chat and say what you got to say. I'm going to read what Deviant Outcast said because I think it's interesting. She always comes through with these big 3-page things, and I'm like, "Why 3 pages?" And then I read it, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm glad she did that because that's a good point." Deviant Outcast. I come from an upper middle class white family. I have 2 advanced degrees from reputable university. I have no criminal record and no record of addiction. On the surface, I'm squeaky clean and dipped in bleach. If I had been in the U.S., I'd been on the streets, not living in a car. I'd be one of those who literally live in a cardboard box. Why? Because I'm a survivor of child abuse. In the richest country in the world, I'd be living in the streets, sleeping in dumpsters under piss-soaked cardboard boxes. Now tell me how that's not fucked up. Yeah. Don't be a dick. Mods don't tolerate dicks for long. Yeah. If you come over here and misbehave, my mods will immediately solve the problem. I've told them to kick ass and take names in that order. So they will handle you, and then we'll deal with it later. Don't come here and misbehave. You can come here and disagree and all that. You can come say your piece or whatever. But if you start attacking people, if you start being racist or xenophobic or transphobic, if you start doing those things, we're gonna have to give you the fucking boot of justice. That's just how it is. I don't put up with that shit.
Me neither.
I'm not gonna. I don't argue that stuff with people. There's nothing to argue about. You're a fucking idiot, and I don't put up with bigots. But that being said, anybody else come to this welcoming place now that I've made my threats. But that's how I feel about it. There's you know, doing this YouTube thing and making videos, there are so many great people in this community, just really nice, amazing people that work with each other.
Really are.
But there are some real pieces of shit that come around too. And some of the just most uncaring, unaware, ignorant science denying, pseudoscience, Nazi pieces of shit that I've ever met in my life are here too. So, and we've had to deal with those people along the way. And don't get me wrong, it's not limited. Yeah, I don't think I'm on some moral high ground because I'm an atheist either. Some of the worst people I've met were atheists, but also some of the best people I've met.
I can think of a couple.
Yeah. There's we could start naming names if you want, but not today. I don't want to do that all this week. We're consistent in those things too. I'm not going to allow you to come here and say transphobic things today and then not care about it tomorrow when some other issue comes up. You'll find that I'm always consistent in my positions on bigotry and hate, and I think all people are people and should be treated as such. We should all be treated equally under the law. And if there's things that are excluding people and not inclusive, let's work together to make them inclusive. It's not let's not just bitch about it and run around and holler, that somebody's, some injustice is being done. Let's have conversations about how to fix those things. What are the problems? How can we address them? And what methodology are we going to use to employ those things? Like, sitting and hollering hate and just fighting about things that we can't control, that we can't do anything about is not going to get us anywhere. Rant. I'm good at that.
It's a good one, though.
Wait till you catch me on here one day, Lil, and I truly get upset and go on a big rant. I know
wait till I do.
Wait till I actually get mad at somebody and start making examples of people. You got to sometimes, though. You gotta. There has to be a line everywhere, and everybody draws that line. I'm just very open about where I put it. Is all it is. Other people don't. Aren't gonna. Not everyone, obviously, but lots of other people aren't going to be as clear about where the line is and what happens when you violate that. But I'm very open and honest about that. I don't care to tell people how it is. Do you know what grinds my gears? Yeah, Dawn. What's up, Bree? I see you. Lil helped me jump off a critical thinking series. That was helpful. Good deal, Maya. Maya's a good friend of mine. Not just of the channel, but of mine.
Some of the people that I've met through this whole process of getting into YouTube are some of the best people I've met in my life. And I am so honored to know all of you.
I agree. This, when I started doing this, my goals have changed over time. And you can go and just scroll through my old videos, which I think there's like, I don't know, 600, 700, 800 of them on I don't know how many's there now, honestly. But I've hidden about half of them. You can go look at my YouTube career and see how things have changed from the beginning to now, and how it's developed into this social thing to where we have built a community here. We have, like, I don't think that saying the atheist community in general is really like a thing personally. But I do think we create a community in our own little niche areas. Like, probably the same people that watch my channel watch your channel and watch Maya's channel and watch Bree's channel. And it's we do have community in that way. And I agree, the people in this community are some of the just greatest, nicest, most genuine, awesome people I've ever met in my life. And we work really hard to keep it that way, with you, Lil, circumstances were not great in what brought us to finally meeting and getting to sit down and talk. But here we are now, and putting out.
But the results are pretty damn good.
Yeah, putting out a really good political show. I think we're killing it here. Honestly, I'm I'm pleased with the results, and
So am I.
as long as the views don't come down, the views go down, and we're gonna have to. I'll talk some shit to you. I'm just kidding.
And then you're gonna unceremoniously have to kick me back to my channel. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I don't think we're gonna run out of news. That's
Yeah.
the perk
Yeah.
of doing news and politics is you're not gonna run out of stuff.
Yeah, and everybody who has a YouTube channel out there, like those of you that are creators, and some of you that are not, maybe this is um, maybe you'll understand this too. But like, of course, I care about this channel doing well. Of course, I love it when people come watch this because it means the things that I'm saying are reaching people and being effective, and that's the feedback that lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. So. I want that for those reasons. As for like the rest of it, like I grifted a $2 super chat today. YouTube's going to take 30 cents of it. So, like it's so silly when people attack channels and saying like, well, your channel's monetized, so that automatically means that you're doing something nefarious. Like, everybody's welcome here, and those people that are members and that send super chats and stuff, I appreciate it. It lets me know you support the channel and support what I'm saying and doing. And that kind of feedback helps us to do better with these things. So it's nice to see those things. It's nice to look at the numbers and see the channel growth and all that stuff. But there's another side to it where it's also informative about the things that I'm doing are correct and working and effective. So I do appreciate everybody that whether you support the channel by coming here and clicking the like button, which is completely free, or you're paying money for a membership or whatever. I appreciate you all just the same. It's just the members, they get extra videos. That being said, if you'll see after this, if you're watching this later, both of us will be in the thumbnail as a collaborative thing. Go over to Lil's channel and subscribe. Lil's channel is growing fast and she's doing fantastic, but she could definitely use your subscription. And I know you're not all subscribed over there. So I'll put it in the chat here again for the people that are here currently. And but if you're watching later, click on the subscribe button and it'll open it up to where you can subscribe to both. I got a hair or something on my nose, keeps bothering me. But your current destinations do not support. Okay, that's not true. I don't know why it told me that. Anyway, that's about all I got for the
That's about it for right now. Yeah. Sure, we'll have a laundry list of stuff to go through next week. So
yeah, we'll have a laundry list of stuff to go through next week, and we're going to dedicate half the show to opening up and hanging out with some of you guys. So if you want to come on stage and join us and talk, you don't have to come on video. You can do audio only, whatever you want. We'll open it up next week. So anybody that wants to come in and comment on some of the things going on, you can comment on the stuff we talk about, or you can talk about some other political issue if you want. You can agree with us. You can come on here and tell us you disagree and why, as long as you can behave, and we'll have a good time doing it. But yeah, next Thursday at 1 p.m. And those of you that follow the show closely, stay tuned. We may put out some updates about doing some extra stuff, or maybe we do a little shorter video through the week or something, or some recorded stuff where we just talk about one single issue. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll get some more of this out there for you because people seem to like it. Up next, so much to say at the end of the show. Up next, tomorrow. Oh, let me go back and do this. I'll forget. Jesus. I'm just no wonder nobody sends super chats. I forget to read the damn things. We got lots of sex from Deviant Outcast, supporting the grift. That's 50 crones, I believe, is what that is. And Jester coming through with the second super chat of the day. Speaking of, here's towards that pack of smokes, you silly flying monkey, you. Yeah. Leave me a flying monkey emoji in the chat. And right on time, there's my Discord server that just hit the chat too. That's where you can usually catch me and talk about any of this stuff too. Tomorrow, I will be mirroring a debate that is taking place on the Proverbs Guys channel, and it'll be Robin versus Steven talking about, was this nation founded on Christian ideals or Christian values? Is this a Christian nation? You know the argument that they like to make. We will be mirroring that on this channel and supporting Robin, and it gives a atheist channel for you to come watch that debate and talk and chat without some of the things that come with going and visiting a creationist channel. So we're going to mirror that over here. I think Robin's going to do an after show on another channel. Look to her for that, but it'll be here for sure. Deviant Outcast with the flying monkey Bigfoot for all your monkey needs. Thank you, Deviant Outcast. I hope you guys like the new emojis. As the membership community grows, I can add more emojis on, and I've already got some other ones made and stuff. YouTube banned a couple of them that I made, so I have to go and replace those because they were like, it wouldn't let me put a bong on there. It was a hookah technically, so not necessarily related to marijuana or anything, but it's still they still banned it again. So but yeah, anyway, I'm working on redoing all that for you guys, and we may rename some of the membership stuff because I need a catchy name, Kentucky Skeptic Society or some shit like that. But we'll figure it out. I don't get it because Ember gets to have Emberships, and every time I see that, I'm like, damn you and your name being able to come up with cool stuff like that.
She does have some good ones.
You can have anything you want if you label it correctly. Yeah, no doubt. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming, and stay safe out there, and maybe go back and look at your rights and how to use them. Don't put yourself in a dangerous situation. Thank you so much for coming. Later.